Hi everyone, I'm back with my art journal which is about to complete. So I'm on the last page, and because it's got very thick, what I'm going to do is I will figure out and bring a middle page so as to balance the art journal on both sides. Yes, now it's perfect, and I'm starting with applying some layer of already stamped images on some scrap paper. So I'm taking stuff out of my stash and trying to figure out which one I would like to choose as part of my base layer. Okay, now that I have decided on all the stamped images, I am working on gluing them down using matte medium. Okay, everything is nice and dry, and now I'm going to give it a wash of gesso on top of it. I'm first sprinkling it with water and then I'll apply a little bit of gesso on top of it. The gesso I have is a bit thick, so that's why I prefer using water before started applying to create this kind of effect. But if your gesso is not thick, then definitely you can use it without the need of the water. So once everything was dry, I figured that some of the edges were too stark, and that's why I'm blending it using gesso directly on my on my finger and applying it on the page. So these are the two colors that I'm using today for coloring my art journal page. I will be using a baby wipe for applying the color. Sometimes I use brush and sometimes I use baby wipe and sometimes I use braid. Depends upon the kind of mood and the texture of the paper. So it's not that it's like my preferred choice of spreading the color on this journal, but it's one of the favorite method. So I'm using this burnt umber acrylic paint to add more texture on the page using this manuscript Prima stencil. Because I was left over with some of the color, I'm using it to add an edge to the art journal, and it really enhanced the whole page and bringing the eyes to the center. And with there's still some leftover paint, and instead of throwing this yummy color, I'm just adding it as a splatter on the page. Once everything is dried, I'm starting to working on my focal point. So I'm starting with this first stamping image which I have stored in the first in the first part, and I'm using this quote from one of the pattern papers I have, and I'm trying to layer them both up. But because the underlying paper has texture, and the wild and free quote also have some script texture on it, so they are not going well together. So what I'm doing is trying to figure out what can be the base layer for this quote that I can use to add on the page. So this scrap paper is going along very nicely with the focal quote, so that's what I'm going to use. And eventually I will discard the script paper because it was adding too much of busy feel to the page. Well, I have used lemon color, I have used green color, so how can I stay away from using some autumnish color on the page? So obviously I was left with some of the autumn style leaf I have created a while back, so that's what I'm using as the focal element. Everything is nicely glued down, and now I'm just adding some charcoal pencil outline to provide definition to all the focal elements and to the quote. Real sorry if you're hearing any ambient noises, because there's a lot of animals which get active around night time here. So here's the close-up, guys. I'm liking how the underlying elements are showing their stamping on top and getting beautifully gelled well with the top layers, and together they are making all the page come together nicely. And yeah, I'm seriously loving this touch of light green lemon and the burnt umber effect to the whole page. Yes, so yeah, this is it. Hope you like it. If you do like it, do give it a thumbs up and share with friends, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.